This film presents four of the many important Hmong traditions carried on by the Ying family of Merced, California. Some of the practices have been passed down for thousands of years and are important for the Ying. The oldest son of the family, Ye Ying, is a ringmaster.
Was created by Nu Seng, and Nu Seng was the one that created the thing, and he was the one who came up with every single song that nowadays we still play, such as the songs we use for weddings, funerals. The thing meaning to me is nothing more but who we are. Like, it symbolizes what we are, what we do as Hmong people. Like, you don't see other ethnicity doing what we do, so that symbolizes who we are, like I was saying, and that's pretty much it. The way we practice is we have an instructor and a student, so even though we're here in America, we still practice it the same way. Some are kind of different because we're more modernized, and we have a book, and then we'll just write it down as notes, like guitars, etc. and stuff. But most of the time, it's still practiced the same way. When someone's performing a shaman ritual, you don't use it, they don't use it, the shaman person won't use the thing. And when the one who practices thing, they're performing it, they're not using it at any shaman rituals, etc. My dad also plays it, my brothers, I'm the oldest, I have two younger brothers, they all play it, and my dad and all his brothers play it. So it runs in the family. So every single race or every single ethnicity, they have, after death, they believe in a certain religion that will take them back to God. And for us, this is what takes us back to God. So I want them to know who they are and how they came to be and what they will be after death.
Chou Ying, the youngest son of the family, is a Hmong martial artist that has been practicing the martial arts known as Lao Sing.
3 sets all in one set. And the first set is called Di Mumbai. Second set is Di Kifia. Third set is Di Jaming. It's not something that we do for military. Since 1975, where there's a lot of war going on around Vietnam and Thailand, not Thailand, Vietnam and Laos. So like a lot of us learn Kung Fu for protection, and there is some sort of military training in there, but the history background of it is it's like, from what I've heard from my knowledge, it's a branch of Shaolin, similar to the Shaolin Long Fist. Our grandmaster is called Sifu Yaku or Yanku in English. His brother went to Shaolin or to China to go learn it, and then he came back and taught Yanku, and he transformed the Shaolin, was one of the branch or Long Fist, into Lai Sing. It's important to the Hmong culture because a lot of Hmong people, they don't know that we have martial arts, because they watch Hmong movies and they're like, wow, where do these Hmong people, they learn it from? But basically we do have our own one, and like if they want to know, like they could learn it. Like we do have one, like every other one too, because like for Americans, they have boxing, and then Japanese, they have karate and judo, I believe, and Chinese people, they have a lot of other Kung Fu and martial arts, and in the world too. yeah, it's important for us to know that we do have martial arts like every other one do, every other race. I feel really special because I am one out of like 100 youth for our Hmong community to know that we have Sing or we have our own martial art, and like for that, like a lot of Hmong youngsters nowadays, they don't know, so they go out and learn karate or kung fu, Chinese kung fu, or they go learn judo and all these other stuff that it's not Hmong. Not saying that it is not good, but I want them to know that we do have this too. But for myself, I know not just Luxing, but I was involved with boxing and wrestling and Chinese kung fu too, like Tai Chi a little bit and Wing Chun a little bit, and karate. I have some friends who teaches me too, and like, I mean, it's okay for them to learn, but I want them to know that yes, we do have like these martial arts, and that's why in movies, when you guys watch Hmong movies, you see us do a lot of action fighting movies too.
Chu Ying, the middle son, is studying the writing called Pa Ho, the Hmong scriptures.
He told his wife that he was going to go to the farm, so if she could come and like bring him some food, that would be great. The struggles of learning is when you try to memorize the scriptures. That's one thing that a lot of people say that it's hard. But then, as you can see, I learned it in a few weeks. So I wouldn't say that it's too hard. But then, to some people, it may be hard because we have our different ways of memorizing. Like I said, this is something that's fairly new, like nobody knows about it except for some specific people. Yes, I think it's very important to retain Pahal because that is something that our forefather, the person who created this scripture, Yashonglu, he gave his life in order to protect this scripture, and for that you can see that this guy he was dedicated to the scripture so that the Hmong people would have a writing system to communicate with our people. So in that, like, it's very important to retain it so that this writing system would not be lost. And let's say in the future, if we don't study this scripture and we just forget about it, like our Hmong history or our Hmong culture about the scripture would be lost forever. And my hope for the Pahao is that all Hmong youth, or like all Hmong, just Hmong, like we would learn to like appreciate that we have a writing system and retain it and learn it so that we all would know like the Pahao, and not just the Hmong people, but then I hope to expand it into different cultures also.